So I'm a little bit frustrated because I tested YouTube Live earlier. I ran it from my phone and watched it on my laptop and my tablet, and everything was going fine. And I get logged in now and it just keeps booting me back off, telling me the app is having an issue and shutting the app down. So I don't know if YouTube's having a problem, I'm having a problem. I don't know. So I'm just going to do this way. So I'm going to try and keep this short then, since I won't be able to answer any questions directly. If there's any questions I missed, put them down in the comments and I will get back to everybody. But we're just going to review this real quick. The winner gets to pick the cup of their choice and they'll get a $20 Amazon gift card with it. I'm going to put my email in the description for a short time, long enough for the winner to contact me and verify. And then I'm going to take it back out because I just don't want it there forever and always. So the first tumbler we did was the Saran Wrap Method Turtle Tumbler. This one is a 20-ounce thick. And then we did the Ink Over Glitter. This is a 20-ounce skinny. Sunshine mixed with a little hurricane. We did the Not All Who Wander Are Lost Shipwreck. This is a traditional 30-ounce style. We did the Tone on Tone Wood Grain traditional 20-ounce style. Did I say 20 or 30? This is a 30. These are like the two most traditional shapes. And then we did our watercolors, our Dark and Distressed watercolor, and then our pastel watercolor. These are both 20-ounce skinnies. And then we did our two firefighter cups. This is one that was over a black base. You watched me struggle with this one. This is my traditional style one. This is a 20-ounce traditional cup. This is a 30-ounce curve cup. And then we did the Unicorn Burst style with the leopard prints. This is on a 30-ounce skinny. We did the Shaving Cream Method on another 20-ounce skinny. And we did the 12-ounce Slim Doozy. This is one that comes with two lids, a regular zipper top, and then the ring for the slim cans. Your seltzers, Red Bulls, the smaller Red Bulls will fit in there. This is a 25-ounce barrel, the Be Kind tumbler. And we did the brick wall graffiti style with the power wash over it with the Be the Change chameleon. This is a 30-ounce skinny. And then we did the Hunting Life camo, Saran Wrap camo on a 20-ounce curve. So those were all the tumblers we did, all the tutorials that are in the Ink Week playlist and what have you. So I tried to find a giveaway generator that would let me enter all 70 something names with a value between 1 and 15, because 15 was the max entry, and I could not get one that would work properly. It either didn't like the number of names, it didn't like the difference in the values, whatever the case might be. So I went through my list and verified everybody that was eligible, and sat there and wrote out every single name between 1 and 15 times on a piece of paper to do an old school draw for this. So I'm going to get to that in a minute. I just want to, some people have said they're afraid to start tumblers in the comments, or they think something's too hard. Don't worry about it being too hard. You can strip anything back down and everybody starts somewhere. This was my very first tumbler I ever actually completed. I still use it. This is like one of the two that I use the most, but it has the biggest butt on it. The lip is fine, but there's almost no resin on the bottom. This was a absolutely horrendous mica flow. I didn't know that when you put opal vinyl on something, that if you went right to resin, it would lift half the time. So there's a big divot here. I mean, you can hear it. So don't be afraid to try something. I've often thought about stripping this one, remaking it, but then I kind of think it's still holding up okay. I mean, even though this was a terrible job, I've been using this cup for 2 years now. So I obviously didn't do that bad, right? But don't be afraid to try. It can be stripped. It can be fixed. Nothing's ever truly garbage unless you ding it, break the seal completely. There's coffee in here. It's not wine. But my mother's only been doing tumblers for a couple months, and she's already doing some advanced techniques and stuff. She did the spray paint and power wash method on these. She didn't get it from my video because the brick one was the first one I showed it on because winter in New York, but she watched somebody else and she learned it, and that's great. So don't be afraid to try stuff, even if you think it's too advanced. I do have a list of quick facts, I guess we'll go with. Just questions that came up repeatedly that I think I answered most of, but if I didn't, I just want to do that quick. Every single tumbler I used came from Maker Flow Crafts. My link is in any of the videos. They frequently do restocks, but they sell out very, very quickly because they are quite popular. They're a high quality product, and I've been using them basically exclusively for a year and a half now. They were a pretty new company when I started using them. I made my first order within like a month of them being opened. So that's that. Every single decal you saw me use, I didn't use any water slides or anything fancy. It's all just vinyl. But I cut on my Cricut Air Explorer 2. I used either Caesar PSV permanent vinyl or Oracal 651 permanent. Those are the two vinyls I use typically, unless you get into specialties. Or not Caesar, Starcraft, sorry. It's Starcraft PSV, pressure sensitive vinyl. My SVGs, a lot of them I create on my own or just take images from Design Space and piece them together. Some of them were purchased from Etsy and uploaded into Design Space. But that's all of it. I don't sell SVGs. I don't sell decals. I just make them for my own personal use right now. But Etsy has a ton of sellers that are willing to make you whatever you need, whatever you want. So also what comes up a lot is, do I seal my inks before I resin? I do not seal my inks. Personal preference. A lot of people insist you have to. I do not. My epoxy that I used has a UV protectant in it, so I don't worry about the inks fading because they are sealed with a UV resistance anyways in my resin. Personal preference, you did see it run a little bit on the Unicorn Burst, but that's the only one where any of my inks moved at all. So, and I didn't let most of these sit for 24 hours or anything. Some of them you saw me go straight from ink to resin or within 10-15 minutes. So there's that. And the other big question I get a lot is, your PPE, am I wearing a respirator when I record? No, I don't use a respirator when I record. I don't do voiceovers and you can't hear me if I wear a respirator. And honestly, I mix the resin. I only have 5 cup turners, so max I'm going to mix is enough for 5 cups. And it's going to take me between 10 and 15 minutes, and then I'm back out of the room. So I don't, if I was building countertops all day or, coating boats with resin or whatever, I would. But personally, for me, for the amount of exposure I may be getting while it's mixed and wet, I don't typically worry about it. I do wear a mask when I'm sanding. And you should be wearing some kind of a mask when you're sanding at the very least, because the dust is really, really fine and you don't want to be breathing that in. But as far as my wet resin, no, I don't worry about it. Personal preference, do your own research. Everybody's going to say you should be wearing one. Should I? Maybe, but personally, I don't, especially when I'm recording. So if you have any other questions, feel free to ask. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and get on to the drawing. All of my entries, there's a couple hundred of them in here, several hundred. But they're all in here. And I'm just going to do an old school pick because, like I said, I couldn't get any online things working. So I'm just going to swish them around some more and grab one name. Try and get down to just one piece of paper. Okay. And I have Amanda Frone. Congratulations, Amanda. Please get in touch with me. And you can pick out your tumbler and let me know which one you prefer. And also, if you want it personalized, pretty much all of these have room to personalize one. So if you want, when I get in touch with you again, you can decide that. So that is it. That concludes Ink Week 2021 once and for all. And I'm going to do another giveaway at the 5,000 mark. I'm also going to have a new phone by then, so maybe lives will work by then. The next giveaway is going to be much more simplistic. It's going to be based on one video. That way I can use one of the generators that will just pull comments from a specific video, and it can all be automatic, because it probably took me 4 hours to cut the papers and write everybody's names on them, so I don't really want to go through that again. But this was very, very fun. I appreciate all of you. The number of you that hung in there and watched and commented on every single video was pretty impressive to me. And I very much appreciate all of the sweet comments and support, because it's YouTube. People like to watch things and give it a quick thumbs down, and you just never really know what people are truly thinking. So I very much appreciate the feedback and support. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I'm going to get this uploaded. Once again, I am super sorry that I couldn't make a live happen. Maybe once I have my new phone, that will work better. I've said this a couple of times before, but we don't have an actual home internet. Where we live, our only availability is through Dish, and you pay like $100 a month for 10 gigabytes here, which is half a day for us between watching YouTube and uploads and whatnot. So everything I do is through my phone or tethered off of my phone, and my phone is getting pretty dated at this point, so time to upgrade it and see if we can do better. But just for those wondering, eventually when it gets to this area, we'll probably end up with Starlink, but they're talking about not until late this year. So everywhere else in this town has internet coming through, except for where we are. So that's why things run the way they do around here. That's why a lot of my uploads are middle of the night, because I'll bring my phone to work and upload from there. And that's why I don't have super fancy, highly edited videos, any of that. I'm just doing the best I can with what I have available to me. So I'm not a professional. I'm just trying to help you guys out and get you ideas and do my best. So anyways, once again, I very much appreciate you all, and congrats, Amanda. I will be in touch with you, or you will be in touch with me. All right. Bye.